We are the Renaissance. We are the Renaissance. This next category is short and hot performance. Are you ready?
Bitches. Bad bitches to the left.
This next category.
Give me bad bitches. Just a little. Just a little.
Friday Live is when we get to let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The things that I've seen, y'all could let me know. Let's get into some mess. Absolutely. I got it ready. I got it ready. Health profiles. We find out moments of suffocation. It's just, we're going to get to it because, you know, throughout the week I see a lot. I hear a lot.
Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh, Jesus.
That's what he said.
Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh,
Having the
Jesus.
suspicions that he wasn't working. He was just playing dress up for us. Some of the stuff is not memorable. Like when people attack me and shit like that in these streets, it's never memorable. I know a homosexual, whether male or female, when I see one.
Drop a bomb on that.
Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. The levels, test 1 2, test 1 2. Good evening, I am Honky, and welcome to my world. Hello on this Friday night. Let's talk about it. There's so much going on this end of the hemisphere. Miss View, it's a view. Nice to see you. Look at cute. I do not feel cute today, Miss View. Drop a bomb on that. You know, I come to you freshly showered because, you know, I like to shower before I come to you, okay? So I come to you and my mouth is salivating and watering because we still had. So my husband, the Incredible Hulk, and I were traveling for the 4th of July. And Miss View, every time we travel, and I usually fly out on the first flight because I like to know that my flight got in the night before, is being properly serviced by the Delta flight attendants and such, and it's gonna be there at 5:45, 6 a.m. when I'm flying out. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's gonna be no issues, no delays. Didn't make it. Like, it's been there at least, 8 hours, 9 hours. It got serviced. You know, the flight attendants know what I'm talking about. You know, servicing the flight, and it's ready to go. So anyway, every time we go out, and this wasn't a vacation. We were just going to my parents. My parents are semi-retired, and so we went to visit them, just to spend some time with them. I didn't consider it a vacation. Incredible Hulk considered it, you know, going away like on a break, you know. So anyway, every time we go on vacation, Ms. View, we begin our process of getting ready in the morning. You know, we have 2 bathrooms, so we each can be getting ready at the same time. But I always begin by popping a bottle of champagne, usually champagne, or I'll make some mimosas or bellinis. Bellinis are softer in the belly, Miss View, than the acid of a mimosa, right? But Miss View, I figure out the secret sauce, right? My mom got me a juicer, right? When we moved into this new home, one of the gifts that she got us was a juicer. And so I cut my oranges, Miss View, and I juice it, right? I have not had a Tropicana in so long, since last year, right? I haven't had the container. Like, I literally just buy the oranges and I juice them, and it's so smooth in the stomach. Like, anytime that you drink it, like, there's no acid. Like, it just makes you think all the chemicals that they put in the Tropicana, right? So when I was making the bellinis and the mimosas, right, it was very acidic. And then so we're drinking this at early, right? Last trip we started at like 3 a.m. right? Wake up at 3 a.m., shower. So I like to take my time. We're drinking, it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world, right? We're enjoying each other's company. We're putting the last things together. So I opened up a Nouveau. I still had a Nouveau in the shelf, right? So I put it in the freezer the night before, and I opened up the Nouveau. And it just happens that, guess what? We still had some left, because we weren't going to finish the whole thing and be completely lit at 5:45 in the morning to try to get to our airplane. So I have a glass here. Hulk has a glass over there. And so we're cheering to that. But let's see. Miss View says, that stuff, hold on. I have to get this together just because I can't see the writing. All right, here we go. Let me just get my contraption ready. That stuff in the containers, sits in the containers for a long time before it's on the shelves. Imagine, right? And then they have the nerve of giving it don't they give it like a year? How is it that orange juice in a Tropicana, whether it's airtight or not, can last a year? That to me is sorcery, witchery, and that lady in Florida with the dreadlocks, Dovey mildew, is probably involved, and drop a bomb on that. That is a proper glass for that drink too. Yes. Oh, this is a cunt glass, and I'm fully aware this is a cunt glass, and the drink is cunt, is pink. It is champagne and vodka. Okay, we were drinking this at 3:30 in the morning as we was getting ready to go visit the in-laws. So, and that trip went well. It really made me think and just reflect, and it touched my spirit, because it wasn't just the team cunt. Yes. Oh, and Miss View, I have been informed that I am now in the system. Okay, I have 2 pages here letting me know what it is, and I am here to give you guys a dramatic reading after I get my opening monologue out the way and all that. I am officially in the system. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Yes, I am in the system. Before I get through everything, I just want to say cheers to my husband, the Incredible Hulk. Baby, I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for doing the things that you're doing. Thank you for creating the life that you have created for me. Thank you that you and my father can be building shit around his house, helping him install shit. And, my mom and my siblings are asking you things, and you're meeting all of the family. And it was a lot of family members there, Miss View. It was a lot of family members there that Hulk met for the first time. And it just made me think, well, let me give the cheers. So cheers to my husband, the Incredible Hulk, and all of you guys who are with me. If you have a drink, sip on it, relax. I'm here to entertain you with the mess, okay? With the mess. I know I come through on Fridays. Last Friday, it was 4th of July, and we were at the parental units. But here we go. Cheers, all right? Let me go ahead. Let me tell you, Miss View, one of the things that I absolutely love, and it's funny because back in the day, in my young, that little sip is already hitting me. And can we just talk? Can we just talk? Hulk is nowhere near here. There's at least 3 walls between me and Hulk right now, and his door is closed. So we can just talk, all of us, okay? This is the Friday night talk. Back in the day, when I was younger, had more luscious, fuller hair than now. Oh, by the way, I don't feel cute. I have my evening face on right now. You know, I don't wake up like this. I don't claim to wake up like this. This is maintenance. This is not smoking. This is not overindulging. Y'all see me drinking a glass here, but that's as much as I drank, pretty much. When I sit here, I drink, or when we went on the flight and stuff like that. But even out there with the in-laws, I was not drinking. So, you know, it's maintenance. So I have my my thing. I do a black mask, Miss View, in the shower. I do a black mask. This is all Clinique products for men. Clinique, right? I do a black mask in the shower. NiTe 21. Then I let it sit for a little bit. I take care of everything else in the body, yaddy. And then I come back and wash the face and then rinse again because it drips, right? So I rinse everything again, right? I come out. And then I have this big ass bottle that you just go like this with the cotton swab. Chuku, chuku, chuku. They call it a lotion, but it's not really a lotion. It's like a liquid, like a toner. But they call it, you know, bougie them. They call it a toner. And you just pump on it and it pumps right onto the thing. So I do 4 pumps and then I do that toner all around, right? I get into the trouble areas, the T-spot, you know, the sides underneath here real good. And it usually might irritate me a little bit because it's removing the dead cells, NiTe 21. The dead cells, depending on what, you know, the climate, how the weather, all of that, it might be black, okay? Because it's just working the pores and all of that. So that stays, right? Then after that, Miss View, there is a corrector, like a corrector that she gave me. That corrector, Miss View, all Clinique. That corrector is $280. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? $280. But it absolutely works. You pump a little bit, and then you put it in the areas that you need some correction, you know, some red or dark spots or whatever. And in a couple of minutes, it just evens out. We're not done yet. Oh, we're not done yet. After that, then we got to do the eye treatment, right? If it's the evening, I haven't done it because I do it right before bed. There is a eye cream that you got to use this finger, NiTe 21, this one up in here, this one, the one with the ring right here. Because it's the softest to the touch, and you're not really supposed to be fucking with the under eye, right? So you put the little dab, and then you just dab it, and you do it like that. So it'll be a little bit white underneath here. That's just to help, you know, with black eyes, with the lines, fine lines, all of that. Sensitive finger. Yes, the sensitive finger. You know, the holy pastor wasn't getting this finger. He really wanted to feel it. But, so anyway, so, you know, you do that, right? If it's daylight, I have a roller that I do, and it's a cooling gel type of thing, fainted. Oh, you're not ready. Wait until I tell you, Miss View, what me being in the system is about. I'm in the system, and there's the paperwork. Drop a bomb on that. I'm in the system, and there's the paperwork. It's true. All right, we're almost there. Then we put our lotion. There's like an evening lotion that I put on, and that makes me all shiny. And I told the lady, I said, you know, when the lady at the counter, because I had to go back to for reevaluating because your skin changes and the weather and the whole night. And I said to her, you know, I don't like to be shiny. And she said, no, you want to be shiny. You want to be a little bit greasy because in a couple of hours later, your body will absorb it. And that's what's going to keep your elasticity going and your smooth skin and the whole nine. So I'm coming to you looking all sweaty. I'm not sweaty. It's shine from the lotion. And it is what it is because I don't wake up like this. I have to keep up and do maintenance. And that's just the truth. I also stay very hydrated. Got my water right there. Okay, very hydrated, you know, and so that's why you know, I don't feel, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, we went, we were getting ready. We get ready. We do the little champagne thing. We toast on the whole nine. So fresh and so clean. Thank you. Well, thank you, Miss View. Thank you. we headed down there. We visited with the parental units, and it wasn't just the parental units. I had aunts and cousins and a whole bunch of. And then it was a moment, Miss View, where I was like, I stood back, I sat back, and I watched all of my family members that I grew up with, and everybody's older, everybody has aged. I see the aunts that are, like up there, like in their 80s, and are fragile and are going through things, but they still reminisce and they still remember. Man, when they saw me, they're like, "Oh my God, look at you!" So it's like, and it just really made me think that life is too short. Life is way too short. Appreciate every moment that you have. It made me reminisce of like all the professional environments that I've been at, that all my life I had to fight. All the times that I had to.
I've already cussed this motherfucker out. I don't give a fuck what you say. Bitch, sit your ass down in your motherfucking bird nest, you bird-headed bitch, and shut the fuck up. And take note, ho.
Okay? I have had to tell a couple of bitches in the boardroom, Miss View. That's right, in the boardroom. Just like that. And I'm going to tell you, Miss View, in Naris 21, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to get back to telling you a little bit of gossip and past from Juanqui Pro that not even Hulk knows. So I'm going to tell you, Miss View, I've had to come on my face like that in professional settings. And when I look at it back, and I was like, oh my God, I was so raw and so sharp around the edges and so did not. But you know what kept me there, Miss View? My ability to not always be hood and ghetto and only let it come out. Also, I'm in a New York City environment, so everybody has a little edge to them. But for the most part, I kept it copacetic and professional with my tie and my the whole nine. But if I had to get a bitch together, no matter what color, race, creed, religion, sexual orientation, I will get her. I've been known to tell bitches, meet me at 6 o'clock, okay? Take elevator B to the parking lot or to the entrance of the subway, and you meet me there, bitch. Okay, you meet me there. I've been known to do that. And, when I reminisce and I think about it, I'm like, why did my bosses didn't fire me and whatever? At the end of the day, they did not fire me because, A, I was always there. I always showed up. I always did my work. I always try to keep it professional. I took it until it was a blowout. And usually the blowouts were understood. You know what I'm saying? But looking at it back, I'm just like, I would have fired myself so fast. So fast. But sometimes, Miss View, and I know you've been in this profession, you got to let a bitch know I'm not the one to fuck with. Okay? I'm not, it ain't sweet over here. It may look a certain way, but I know HR did not share my resume with your ass. My resume with your ass. So you don't know my credentials. You don't know what I bring to the table. And don't get it fucked up. Don't get it fucked up. Because I will write the most professional email to HR. This is when then you start, I am feeling hostile. You got to use words, Ms. View. Hostile work environment. Okay? Feeling singled out. Feeling threatened. Uncomfortable. You gotta document everything and you send it in fear, all of that. My well-being affected, racially profiled. Is it because I'm a homosexual? You got to put all of that in that documentation. So you got to get the HR angle, and then you got to come around, and let that bitch know 6 o'clock, you meet me right there in the A train. Okay, bitch? And the A train, make sure you don't have your ID with you. We're going to be right there with no cameras or nothing, off hours. Okay? Drop a motherfucking bomb on that. All right. Naris 21 says, Juanqui Pro, get your ass downstairs now and get in line. That's right. You upstairs, you are caught up on some motherfucking shit. You are out of it, like New York said. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got me fucked up. I went through the interview, unlike a lot of you white bitches. I've been on jobs, Miss View, where frat brothers from the CEO just walked in and occupied an office that was right behind my back, because I used to sit one of my positions at a job. I was the manager of office administration, right? So my desk, my desk was actually in the hallway, right outside the door of the CEO and the COO. Right in between them, that was my desk right there. So everybody that needed to come through by default would stop at my desk. Can I go see him? Can I go see her? Like that, right? You know what I'm saying? But then there was another office to the right of the CEO that had been empty. One of his frat brothers, white, came, got a job there. Nobody knew. Everybody's like, wait, how come this wasn't open internally first? How come we didn't even know this position was created? And then he has the nerve, because, protection of complexion, to water cooler conversation is, yeah, I didn't even apply for this. He just called me up and said, oh, well, I need you to do this. And yeah, I got a job. We're writing the job description right now. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Really? Meanwhile, everybody else of color has to go through a whole fucking process, submit, follow up, come in for a phone screening to make sure you're not crazy, okay? Make sure you're not crazy, then come in and meet one-on-one with the hiring manager, the HR department, for them to clear you to see that, okay, not only does he not sound crazy, but he showed up on time, he's clean looking, he can answer questions, to then bring you in and meet with a couple of the managers. And then, what about when they do the whole panel interview, okay? And you sit in there with people who are not supervising you, people who are supposed to be your coworkers, and they got all your paperwork, and they're asking you questions. And I've had this done. I have to sit there and just fire away and get everybody to like you and shit, okay? Just so you can make a decent living that would allow you to live by yourself, travel, have dinner, once or twice a week if you want to, go on a vacation once or twice a year, buy some bubbly, all of that shit. Miss View says, I hate that damn panel shit, but I do well on it. And you know what, Miss View? You know what? I feel like people who have, I'm not trying to sound elitist or anything, but people who have been exposed to higher education tend to do well on that, because we've had to, in classes, get up there and do speeches and get up there and present and do that. But for me, Miss View, as I was getting out of college, I went to a criminal justice school, and I worked for the feds for a long periodical of time. Before I got that job, Miss View, I had to go through a 2-year process in order for me to get my security clearances and all of that, right? And I had to do panel interviews at the tender age of like 23, 24, and be there with like special agents grilling you and asking, and like their hiring process is like 15 steps, Ms. View. And I did this for several different agencies. So when it came down to that, and I think also the performer part of me, the training in theater and all that, I'm able to do that and tell the story and listen to the question and smile and be approachable and be aware of my body posture, what I'm doing with my face, like all of that. It's a whole, theater really, really, really has helped me when it comes down to that. I actually see interviews as auditions, and I'm not intimidated by that anymore. And I've had interviews where I could tell the person was like, but I still went in there, delivered, and and I left feeling like I did well. You know what I'm saying? Whether I got it or not, for myself, I feel like I did well. Ms. View says, I had to set them up and get all of the feedback. Oh, yeah. And ain't it worse when it's like you have a group? Because I dabble into that too. I've had positions where I had to do HR by default. And so setting up interviews, gathering feedback, especially when it's like a form or they have to do a write-up, and then so-and-so is not giving you the write-up, but it's like, okay, we need to complete this. When do you think you could have it by? Oh, I need a day or so. And it's like, you're going to forget. You're going to meet somebody else. You're going to forget. Can I just get your notes? I'll transcribe them or whatever. But yeah, Ms. Yu says, so I know what you were saying. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Let me just see here. Miss View said earlier, you have to, because if you let it go, others will think that they can do the same to you. Exactly. Nubiology has walked into the room. Hello, Miss Nubiology. Nice to see you. Welcome. We are having some drinks. This is my Friday live. I do a Friday live, whether it's in the morning or in the evening. Today I decided to do it in the evening, Miss Newbie. If you have a drink, please feel free. Miss Newbie, I've been told that I'm in the system now, and I have the paperwork here to prove it. I'm gonna do a dramatic reading of it shortly. I'm just politicking right now, and that's it. That's it. But so now here for the tea. Now here for the tea, right? Or the thing that Incredible Hulk knows nothing about. Okay, so. Back in the day, I remember being when I was younger and dating, and I had an 8-pack. Oh yes, Naris 21, Miss Nubiology, and Miss Viewers of You, and Incredible Hulk. I didn't have a 6-pack. I had a motherfucking 8-pack. That's right. It was gained. Oh, Miss Nubiology says, I'm sipping on a lovely Bordeaux. Let's go. Back in the day, this is back in the day, college days, right? When I was on tour and shit, I gained my 8-pack when I was on tour because, Miss View, the very first thing that we would do for warm-ups, you get to the theater, you sign in, get any notes or whatever, and then you start warming up your body. The very first thing that we would collectively do, the team, our warm-up started with 100 sit-ups nonstop. So it was, okay, drop, everybody drop, 100. And we would start 100, 99, 98, like that. And that made me develop. And then she would tell us to twist and continue and twist and continue. That made me develop a motherfucking 8-pack. That's how we used to start our warm-up. And then the rest, jumping jacks, push-ups, head, stretching, all of that. And then the vocal, and then circle up, any notes. Whoever was going in for whatever role, we will find out there. That's where they will find out if I was going on, because I was a standby for one of the tours that I did. So what that means, Naris 21, as a standby, is that I will show up with everybody. I will warm myself up. I will, be ready and standing by in case the characters that I stand by for, the actors did not make it, or in the middle of the show could not finish the show, which is very distracting to the audience. But it happens in my life, in my period of performing. Because I haven't done it in a while now. But in my period of performing, I have had to go on in the middle of the show. I can remember 2 or 3 times. So you were Michelle. Shut up. No, baby. Unlike Michelle, when I did fall, I kept singing. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? I kept singing because I knew the microphone was still on. Okay? I kept singing, and I would tell that story one time. There was a scene. This is another tour. This particular show. There was a scene where the characters were tussling back and forth, whatever. And there was some bottles on a table. One of the bottles, or a couple of bottles, fell and rolled right on the sideline. And this was one of the earlier shows, in the tour, the first month. And so it's rolling right there. And the stage manager, because I'm getting ready to do my entrance with another character, the stage manager with her headset, she's like, be careful of the water bottle on the floor, okay? Because this is right on the, and I'm like, yeah, I see, don't worry, I see it. And I walked in, and what's the first thing I did? I fucking walked right and slipped right onto the fucking water bottle and fell right the fuck back. And the audience is laughing. It looked like it was part of the scene, but it wasn't. I hurt myself. It was painful, and I had to keep going. I've known to keep going, Miss Viewers of You. I've known to keep going. I had one time, bam, that's right. Okay? Beyonce ain't got nothing on me. That bitch was hanging from 3 strings last week. Naris 21, I need you to tell me, did Miss Gnomes get back on her nasty piece of Cadillac at the next performance. I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me if she's about that life. She wants to be flying all over the place. Michael Jackson, after he had the Jerry curl and the burning and the whole nine, he raised his hand in the stretcher, and everything with the and then he was space flying and the whole nine. Yes, she did. Okay, we'll drop a bomb on that. Fine. Okay. Because I wanted to know. And she changed it to a foaled horse. Oh, no. So that means the horse is probably lighter than the car. So no, I needed her to get in the stinking Lincoln again. With the flag and everything. I needed her to get back on the same nasty piece of Cadillac or gold horse, whatever, which is probably lighter. That horse is lighter. It's probably made out of styrofoam. They went to Party City, bought some spray paint. Okay, she took that same mirror that she took a bat to in the New Orleans. What about the New Orleans? Remember that one? She took a bat to the mirror. They took them scraps of glass of mirror and put made disco ball the whole horse. All right, that's a styrofoam horse, a stankin' Lincoln. Yeah, a stankin' Lincoln. All right, and she was sitting on styrofoam. No, that's not the same. That is not the same. I was doing a show on tour at New York University. Okay, New York University. And they have a beautiful, beautiful theater there. Absolutely beautiful. That show, I actually had my mama come backstage. I was like, ooh, this is so nice. Let me show my mama I have arrived, honey. Let me show my mama, okay? She didn't think this shit was going to pay. Let me show her. So I got her backstage and show her my quarters and everything. So anyway, we were in the show, and sometimes, back in the day, because now they use LED lights, and they're much better because they're not so hot and whatever. But back in the day, there were actual, like, bulbs in the stage lighting, and it's like a big contraption that they have to hoist up. Sometimes those bulbs burst, like, just shatter, and glass would just fall right on the stage, okay? And there's a bunch of other lights, so just one will go out, but everything else is lit, right? But the glass falls. And it could fall on you. It could fall, sometimes the whole lighting thing could just fall down, right? But anyway, in this particular show, the bulb breaks, right? The glass falls. But I'm upstage, right? I'm downstage having my scene. And then I'm supposed to go upstage, which is up that way. Upstage, turn around and kneel and put my hands down, right? So I turn around, kneel, and I put my hands down. And my hands land right on a piece of glass. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay? And we're supposed to be frozen in place. And the actress is talking, which is the same actress that did Track, by the way. Drop a bomb on that. Small circle. Never71 says, I will delete Beyonce comments, so watch it, y'all. Joking. No, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. He knows we ain't no fans over here. Okay? I am not a fan. Because if I could be on a stage bleeding, she could have just been dangling from them wires. Okay? She could have dangled from the stinking Lincoln. All right? And I don't want to hear the corporation said it was too risky and we just couldn't risk it. She really wanted. I don't want to see her in the because you know they're shooting a whole black and white documentary review. Because every time this bitch goes on tour, it's a documentary. I want you to understand, I didn't even know this shit was possible. Candy told all the tea on a live. So apparently, Candy continues to go platinum or gold or triple platinum or triple diamond, whatever it is, based on her concerts. Because she makes a movie out of the concert, right? Here she goes. See, Naris doesn't like me when I let people know I'm not a stan of Beyonce. But anyway, so get back to Candy. Candy has gone like platinum, whatever the levels are, based on the films that she puts, because her songs are in the film, and because millions of people bought the DVD or whatever, download it automatically counts towards like the record sales. And so she has a whole Beyonce room from all the plaques that she has. I'm not a fan of her either. Please don't time me out. No, he's not gonna time you out. He know better. So anyway, so I put my hands down, and my finger goes right into a piece of glass. Literally square hanging out, like triangle hanging out like that, and blood coming out. Now, my character had a white tank top on. Not tank top, a white t-shirt on. I had white on and light blue jeans on and some Cortez. It was all in white because I was supposed to be the voice of abstinence. It was a high school show. We were all in high school dealing with some sexual things, STDs, pregnancy, dating violence, the AIDS, and the abstinence. I was the abstinent character, right? So I'm like, God. And I just look to the wing and I see the stage manager, and the stage manager's like, you okay? You okay? With her head, like, you okay? I'm like, no. And I'm waiting for my motherfucking lines because I got to get up and do, so I could see her running to try to get, so I get up and go down there, right? And I have my hand like this covered, like this, because it's painful. I'm doing my lines, right? And then I look down and my shirt is like bloody here. It's like because I have my hands here. So that and I just, you know what I did, Miss View? I just took my hand, I pulled the glass out of it, threw it right there, and put my hand in my pocket and continue my scene until I got the fuck off the stage. Drop a bomb on that. Miss View says abstinence. Yes. My character and his girlfriend were not having sex until they were ready. Meanwhile, everybody around them were having sex, and they cut the AIDS, the HIV, the teen pregnancy, they caught it all, the gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia. It was sexual health, Miss View. It was sexual health. Okay, it was a show of sexual health. But my character was the voice of abstinence. Miss Nobiology says, my God, I found a kindred spirit. I don't get the Beyonce. I don't. It's, and I feel ways about you selling these experiences and strategically, making your stuff go on sale right after tax season in a moment where people are struggling, and then people will say, well, people struggle all the time forever and an end. But no, I think these times are different. I think things could be I understand that it's a big production. Trust me, I get production calls, I get insurances, I get all of that, okay? But I just don't think that, I think you should make things more affordable for your loyal fans, because a lot of people have gone into debt. I've seen on social media, on the Instagram and some Twitter, not Twitter, what is that one? They're trying to ban? The TikTok. People have gotten into debt. People have fucking put it on credit cards. So now you're not only paying for that fee, but now, and then you can't pay the whole thing. So you're making small payments to it, but there's an APR that's variable, meaning changes. I just don't, how about she does this at Central Park again? Okay. How about she, because it's like, how much money can, it's just keep, I don't know. I just feel ways about that. TikTok, yeah. Teachable moments. I don't know. It's not my thing. When I see prices at like $1,000, $1,200, and you're not even in a booth with food and private, like you're just in to just be there and feel their sweat, and also another thing is the largeness, if that's even a word, of the venues. The price is driven by the fact that you're playing stadiums. Now, how much of an ego shit does it have to be that you want to play stadiums? I don't do theaters. I don't do concert halls. I do stadiums. I get it, girl. All of the greats have done a stadium here and there. All of them. Michael Jackson did them. Diana Ross did them. Tina Turner did them. I get it. But they weren't doing stadiums all the time, because that drives the cost of the ticket up even more. Obviously, drop a bomb on that. Going back in the days when I had an 8-pack and I was on tour and I was a salacious bachelor in New York City. Well, I wasn't a bachelor. I was dating. I had a person. I always knew I was the piece of candy. They were attractive too, because I didn't, I date no Quasimodos. I want you to understand. But I knew when we walked into the room, all eyes were on me. The name was on this motherfucking marquee since the beginning, okay? And so I've always been the piece of candy, the eye candy, the whole nine, always have. Until I got with Hulk, okay? And we were on our flight, sitting in seat 2, C and F. A, B, C, D, E and F, because they eliminate the middle rows up there, up in the front, right? And then, this lotion is really doing me, Donna. So then, the flight attendant, I told you guys, it's like, Mr. Incredible, will you be dining with us today? It was breakfast, so Mr. Incredible, will you be having breakfast with us? I'm absolutely fucking yes, I'm gonna. So he was looking at his little iPad thing, right? And he looked like an old man. And then I'm gonna tell you when I knew that he was a queen, right? With a flight attendant, it's a 97.98% that the flight attendant is one of the girls if it's a male. But we still got some mans out there. But so he was like, Mr. Incredible, and he's talking to me. Mr. Incredible, will you be dining with us tonight? With us today? And I'm like, yes. And then he's like, okay. And then he looks over because I put Hulk right by the window. I need to be in the aisle seat because I don't need bitches looking. Oh, is he? Are you the assistant? Can I get his autograph? What team does he play with? For nobody? Are you sure? No, come on, tell me. I'm not gonna. Can I take a picture, selfie? We've had all of that shit done, Miss Nobiology. All of that done. Because, my husband looks like a fucking linebacker. Okay, he's huge, he's big, he's built, all of that good stuff, right? And so the flight attendant he goes, and Mr. Incredible, oh, Mr. Incredible. And then he went, he did the whole pressing of the lips, and I was like, yes. Mm-hmm. And Incredible Hulk knows. He knows Nubiology. You don't talk to no motherfucking body. Okay? I answered for him. I said, yes, he will. And he will also have to drink this, that, and that. I gives the orders. I give the orders. I do the appointments. When I get him to go get his haircut and the whole nine, I book the shit. Okay? I do the sucking. I do all of that. I do everything around here. Okay? So they were talking to him, and my husband knows and then he ran right back to the screen. Because I was like, oh, yes, he will be having that, and can have some sparkling wine with that, and also a glass of ginger ale. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Everything works best with a thank you at the end. Okay, yes. Incredible Hulk knows to look the fuck down. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Look the fuck down. All right? Absolutely. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, the roles have motherfucking reversed. I am now walking around with the eye candy. All eyes go to him. Okay, he might as well be the understudy or the standby because my name is no longer on the marquee. It ain't no longer Juanqui Pro. It's Mr. Incredibles. That's what it is. That's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? So he knows when people I'm the one answering. I go up to the check-in desk. I go in. I do the whole thing. I talk to the butler or the butlers. I do the tipping. I do the questioning. I do the check-in. Let me tell you how deep it is that when we go, Miss View, and I don't give a damn what anybody has to say about it. When we go, when you board and you got to show your boarding pass and you put it on a thing, I do mine, and then I scroll and I do his. Let's go, baby. Okay? Drop a fucking bomb on that. You got me motherfucking fucked up. Space and motherfucking opportunity, never. It will never be over here, Ms. Nubiology. No motherfucking space or opportunity, absolutely not. I got him right locked up, right in there. And when they come over with the drink, I grab the drink. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Here, baby. Here you go, baby. Here you go. And then I leaned against him. Just like this. I was like this because his broad shoulders. I could just go like this, right there. Oh, he knew we were one of the children. He absolutely knew we were one. But exactly. He was so shocked when he saw the same Incredible in the reservation. He was like, oh. I was like, yes, that's true. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, hard work. Absolutely hard work. Exhausting work. Not the relationship part, but just building and just trying to, do what we gotta do, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But moments like I said, when being with the family, Miss No Biology, like we were for 4th of July, and I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July, even though it doesn't really feel like this is the time to be patriotic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like, where the fuck are we going? It's like, could we just chill? I feel like we've gone through so much. We have gone through so much. Can we have a period of time where it's not going to be in the history books because of some fuck shit? That's a tongue twister. Because of some fuck shit. You understand what I'm saying? Miss Nubiology says, oh yes, Mr. is a distinguished older gentleman status. I have to pluck chicken heads on a daily. Oh, let me tell you. So, funny that you say that. I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to get to the dramatic reading of how I'm in the system. I've been told I was in the system. Drop a bomb on that. And I have instructions, I have demands, and I have the whole nine. So I'm going to let you know what that is in a minute. But the front cabin was not completely full. And so they sold some last minute tickets at the door or whatever if you wanted to upgrade, right? We had a couple that came in. It was a husband, they were black, a husband, a wife, and a child, right? They the wife and the child sat here, the husband sat over here, right? And then some young titties perked up. She had a wrap on, but Miss View, such a beautiful black girl that even with a morning wrap on, she looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when she woke up like this, okay? She had her wrap on, with the whole thing here, not a bonnet, but a wrap. And she still looked good. She came in and sat next to the man. And the black lady in front of me who had like tips, like this is the fucking 90s. She had tips spray painted. Not spray painted, but like hairsprayed, like that. The tips and the whole nine. She might have even had a gold tooth, like, one in this sector that has a decaying gold tooth in her mouth.
Because I stop when I say I'm going to fucking stop, bitch.
So anyway, she saw that beautiful, the lady was just rolling out of bed, I'm sure. Okay? When she saw that beautiful, attractive, young titties perked up like this, nipples looking at us, I was like, I don't need to find the temperature because she's telling me it's cold right now. Drop a bomb on that. When she saw that woman sitting next to her husband, I applaud her for this. She turned around and looked at her husband and said, you all right? You sure you don't want to sit here next to your son? And the husband said, oh, we could switch. He got up and she sat right the fuck there next to the woman, okay? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. Are you insane? Yes. What is this? What's going on? What do I hear in the background? What did I just hear? Anyway, so yeah, they swapped right there before we even took off on everything. She was like, oh, that's what's sitting there? Rotten arse tooth. Yeah. Rotten arse tooth, okay? The rotten arse tooth. But she was like, no. She turned around, she said, you sure you're okay? Do you want to sit with your son? And she didn't have to ask him twice. He was like, oh yeah, we could switch. And he got right the fuck up there. Right the fuck up there. Yes, Miss View. It was fucking hilarious. I was chuckling up a storm. I was like, that's right. Yep. Oh, I wish. You got me motherfucking fucked up. But that's her fault. That's her fault. Because she should have put them together from the jump. She should have anticipated. She wasn't thinking right. You know, she should have anticipated from the beginning. It's going to be a stranger sitting next to my husband. And it's a 50-50 chance, and maybe even more because there's more women in the world than men, okay, that is going to be a straight female sitting next to him. So no, I'll take the chance and sit next to the female or the man, and you go sit with your son. Drop a fucking bomb on that. Miss View says, when he says the system, it tickles and scares me at the same time. Well, let's not belabor this anymore. How's everybody doing with their drinks? I feel like I need to do one more refill for my husband and me. I am going to drop, the curtain is going to come down real quick. I am going to go ahead and play another song that will be removed by the time this goes live. And then we are going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and then I'm going to come back with my drink. So let me go ahead and drop this curtain real quick. Boom. Enjoy my background singer. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. I just heard from my booth, from my husband, the Incredible Hulk. Hold on a second. I don't like how wide this shot is, so let me just go ahead. I like to get real tight in your face. Okay, I like for you to see me real tight in your face. I just heard from from the booth. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, has confirmed that, ladies and gentlemen, that we heard. For some reason, the wires got crossed. I don't know. It sounded like a CB radio. So we were literally listening to somebody have a conversation like on a cell phone or on a CB radio. Crazy, right? But it is what it is. Drop a bomb on that. Okay, let's see. Ms. Nubiology says, but secure partners don't think about fuck shit until it happens sometimes. Listen, I understand. I'm secure with my husband, and I'm not. See, the thing is, I'm not concerned about my husband, the Incredible Hulk. I'm concerned about, the others. That's what I'm concerned. I know people from in the day growing up or whatever, who it was like a fetish. It was like a badge of honor to say that they got with a married man. Like, they won't get their own man or an unavailable man. They won't get with their own man, but they're out there chasing men that are unavailable, whether it's by an actual document like a marriage, or they're just dating somebody, seriously dating somebody, or just unavailable. They get their jollies off by doing shit like that. And it's just so that I don't end up in the news and my mama having to put money on my books. I'd rather be there. I'd rather be the nasty one. I'd rather be the one with the attitude. I'd rather be the one called insecure. Because at the end of the day, I know that I'm secure. But I will cut a bitch. Absolutely. And bitches like to try it, especially because the height and the build is already a topic of conversation. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I got this notice in the email, and I'm going to be 100% frank and serious with you. I only read like the first 2 paragraphs, and I said, oh, no. We got to leave this for Friday night. Let's talk. So without further ado, I'm going to commence the reading of what I got. Okay? We're ready, ladies and gentlemen? It's titled, You're successfully inside the system. This was an email that was sent to me, ladies and gentlemen. It starts with, hold on, let me see what Ms. View is saying. Home wreckers, they really don't want the person. They love the thrill of the chase. Exactly. Yes, Ms. View. And that is something that I've learned by getting older and all of that. Like, just like life experience and seeing people going through shit and all that. And then knowing people that like to be, I've known, and I'm talking, when I say people, I'm talking about homosexuals, but I'm sure there's straight women, straight men. I've known homosexuals in the inner circle that they would never left alone or too long with any of my friends or my intimate partner or whatever, because they, like you said, they get a thrill of that. But I also knew agates that wanted to be the side piece because they said the side piece had it the best. The side piece didn't have to do too much. The side piece got the gifts, got the good sex, got the whining and dining, and dropped off at home, and then didn't have to deal with, the day-to-day. And they can be like 3 different side pieces. I'll tell you this much, though. They also called HIV or STDs. The herpes was real. The herpes was definitely will have a rash. Oh, it's not just a rash. It's bubbling. It's bursting. That was real. The syphilis and the gonorrhea, the HPV. You understand? All of that was real. Because when you're actively doing that, and and if you're the side piece, and they're whining and dining you, at some point you're gonna have to get on your knees and suck it. Drop a bomb on that. Yes. That's why when I went out on my 13 dates and stuff like that, everything was split down the middle. What's the bill? Okay, let's go half and half. Or I pay for my plate, you pay. Ain't nobody paying because I don't need nobody to come around and be like, okay, you really enjoy the dessert, right? You like the dessert? Now, what's my dessert now? Baby, how you gonna pay me? I gave you some good lobster. Okay. Lobster for $20. $20 in a seafood boil bag. $20 at the bodega. Okay, according to Rico La. Okay. By the way, has anybody seen Rico La? Did he get battered over the Pride weekend? Did Raymond Davis pimped him out to his senior citizen friends? Is his anus falling from the inside out? Did he get it sewn back up at the STD clinic in Chelsea? Did Trade punch him in the face once again? Remember when he came on and he had that big old lump in his head? They lump him up because he was trying to mess with Trade and shit? Anyway, I digress. He about to drop down here because y'all know he been here helicoptering and watching and listening. Yeah, but you can never do a show without me. You gotta with your 6 people in there. Like diminishing the 6 people that are here and thinking that you're successfully inside the system. Sadly, there are some bad news. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading the words that are on this paper. If it sounds not very good looking, it's not because I'm Latino, okay? It's not because I'm not able to read. It's because I'm reading exactly what they typed. Let's go. Miss View, this is going to be painful for you because you're a wordsmith. Sadly, there are some bad news that you are about to hear. When you're not really about to hear, I'm about to read, but let's continue. Let's see, Miss View says, he bit his new dog in the head. Oh, my God. Remember when he had the whole cat situation and he had to go to court for the cat? Oh, God. See, this is the thing. People who are on social services should not be able to have a pet. Where is the pet food coming from? So now I'm not only paying for you, an able body that's sucking and leeching of systems, but I'm also paying for dog food. What sense does that make? That is all that is out there. Folks called the SPCA on him. Okay, here we go. Let's read. Sadly, there are some bad news that you are about to hear. About few weeks ago, I have gained a full access to all devices used by you for internet browsing. Shortly after, I started recording all internet activities done by you. I told you it was going to be a dramatic reading, so that was my part. That's the actor in me. Next sentence. Well, this is a whole paragraph, Smith View. He gave me 2 sentence paragraphs. You are reading it like it's typed. Okay, Miss Nubella says, Miss View, let's hold hands. You know bad grammar gives me fits. Ladies, I'm sorry, but we got to get through this. Okay. Below is the sequence of events of how that happened. Earlier, I purchased from hackers a unique access to their diversified email accounts, parentheses. At the moment, it is nearly easy to do using internet, in the parentheses. As you can see, I managed to log into your email account without breaking a sweat. And then he puts in my, this is not even my real email account. This is my theater account. Okay, he puts in my theater account. So just because you're able to send me an email, all of a sudden now I know that you broke into my email account. Okay, got it. Let's continue. Within 1 week afterwards, I installed a Trojan virus in your operating systems, available on all devices that you utilize for logging in your email. To be frank, it was somewhat very easy task, parentheses, since you were kind enough to open some links provided in your inbox emails, end of parentheses. Next sentence. With help of that useful software, I am now able to gain access to all the controllers located in your devices. Example, cam, keyboard, mic, and others. As a result, manage to download all your photos, personal data, history of web browsing, and other info to my servers without any problems. So that means that you have a radioactive can collector in a pretzel format, his legs behind his ears like this, with his anal cavity leaking, stained and leaking, gushing juice, possibly client semen, from the many, many hours of ejaculants that he took on. That's what he took into his server. I'm just saying, I'm giving him that's what it is. With help of that, okay, I read that already. My Trojan virus continues refreshing its signatures in a non-stop manner, parentheses, because it is operated by driver, end of parentheses. Hence, it remains undetected by any antivirus software installed in your device. Next sentence. So I guess now you finally understand the reason why I could never be caught until this email. Let me read that again because that don't even make sense. So I guess now you finally understand the reason why I could never be caught until this email. You could never. Okay. During the process of your personal info compilation, I could not help but notice that you are a huge admirer and regular guest of websites with adult content. Baby, Incredible Hulk is all the porn I need, and I am all the porn I am for Incredible Hulk. Drop a bomb on that, okay? If you don't believe me, ask the neighbors who I often have to run up in here and close the curtains because Incredible Hulk is walking all around swinging. And when I come out of the shower, I come out also just, bare. Let me be frank. Let me be frank with you. It was really hard to resist from recording some of those naughty solo scenes with you in main role and compiling them in special videos that expose your masturbating sessions, which end with you coming. Oh my God, I dropped a bomb on that. I told you, I haven't read the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen. I am discovering this as I'm reading it to you. I can't believe he put that there. Oh my goodness. For the record, no. I have no X-rays. I've never have had. They do not exist. Never done it. Never, ever, ever, ever done it. Okay? Just wasn't my thing. First of all, getting the proper angle. Look, I sit here and I complain about the lighting. Okay? Drop the bomb. I complain about the lighting because I'm not in my full studio yet, which is slowly coming together. But imagine me, Miss View, trying to get the proper angle. Like, how do you, I can barely work. You see how big this phone is? I can barely work the phone. And no, I'm not doing okay. He said I exposed myself comment. Okay. In case you still have doubts, all I need is to click my mouse, and all those naughty videos with you will be shared to friends, colleagues, and relatives of yours. Moreover, Miss View, he used, what do they call those? It's not a sentence enhancer. It's a sentence. It's like a transition, but they call it something when you use moreover. You can use moreover, but, and therefore, or furthermore, right? Moreover, nothing stops me from uploading all that hot content online so all public can watch it too. Ooh, so he's admitting that I'm hot. Ooh, and I don't even have my 8-pack no more. I barely have 1-pack. And he's saying I'm hot, baby. Incredible Hulk, get ready to chase somebody up in Afghanistan or something. Okay. Because no, I'm not, even though 99.9% is from Nigeria, I'm not going to do us like that. No. Afghanistan. Okay, here we go. I sincerely hope you will really not prefer that to happen, keeping in mind all the dirty things you like to watch. Parentheses. You certainly know what I mean in the parentheses. It will completely ruin your reputation. Baby, what reputation? In these streets? Please. Who cares? However, don't worry, there is still a way to resolve this. And then he puts a dash. You need to carry out a 1650. You need to carry out a $1,650 transfer to my account. Parentheses, equivalent amount in Bitcoins, depending on exchange rate. No, he is being so, Miss You deal with monies. He is being so technical. He wants $1,650 in US dollars, right? Equivalent amount in Bitcoins, depending on exchange rates at the moment of funds transfer. So I'm supposed to check what the rate is, Miss View, for Bitcoin, and then make my transfer to match. Hence, upon receiving the transaction, I will proceed with deletion. That's just what he says. All the filthy videos with you in the main row. Listen. I am the title. I'm the opening credit. The name is on the motherfucking marquee. I get top billing. Okay, I get top billing. If it's a pretzel, I'm the top billing. I'm in the main role. I want the main role. Naris 21. Incredible Hulk. I will suck that penis of Incredible Hulk for 5 hours if I need be. Drop a bomb on that. Ms. View says it was a conjunctive adverbs. Okay, here we go. Afterwards, we can forget about this unpleasant accident. Furthermore, I guarantee that all the malicious software will also be erased from your devices and accounts. Mark my words, I never lie. Oh my God. I'm supposed to trust the word of somebody who's doing this. And it's telling me that, this is a blackmail. It absolutely is a blackmail email. It's a blackmail. It's a delusional email. It's a retarded email. It's the rate of exchange, Ms. View. So I'm going to need you, Ms. View, could you please log on to tomorrow at 5 a.m. when the markets open, where the markets are not open Saturday. On Monday, 5 a.m. when the markets open, could you please, Ms. View, could you support me on this? And just text me over the rate exchange, because I'm busy. I'm busy trying to come up with the $1,650, okay, and then creating a Bit account. So while I do that, Ms. View, will you please wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and let me know the exchange rate so I know how much to give? Okay, that is a great bargain with a low price. I assure you, because I have spent a lot of effort while recording and tracking down all your activities and dirty deeds during a long period of time. In case if you have no idea how to buy and transfer Bitcoins, feel free to check the related info on the internet. He's also provided me here with his Bitcoin. Here's a Bitcoin account for your reference. And then he gives me, now I've learned something today, Miss View and Miss Nubiology and Incredible Hulk. This is some espionage shit. Well, listen, I learned something today. I guess Bitcoin wallets, I know the concept of Bitcoin wallets. I don't know if you guys know. It's like digital money, right? It's like money that's, we don't really see it, but it sits in servers. Ms. View, do you know what Bitcoin is? It sits on servers, and there's like these digital wallets that have these addresses. Now, the thing about digital wallets, Ms. View, is that I just switched from wine to tequila. Nubiology, drop a bomb on that. She switched from wine to tequila. Oh, you are strong, because that would do me, Donna. Oh, my God. Oh, if Incredible Hulk was to give me that, oh, my God, I will be, I wouldn't be able to stand up for 3 days after that, you know? Ms. View said, pour her a glass too. So these digital wallets, right, are like spacing servers that are all over the world. And so you put money into that wallet with an address, and then the wallet's address changes. So it's virtually impossible to track. It's crazy. It's like all in the virtual world, Miss View, but let's say we all, you, Nubiology, Miss Nubiology, me, Naris, 21, we all have a piggy bank, right? And then I go and I put some money in Naris 21's piggy bank, right? And then I forget, and you guys don't know that I gave it to Naris. And then Naris say bought some illegal shit and has to pay Miss Nubiology, and he takes the money from the piggy bank and throws it into Nubiology, right? And now Nubiology has that with a little bit more, and now she got to pay a debt to Miss Viewers of View. So she takes that without any of us being able to track it. No government agency, no entity is able to say the money came from Juanqui Pro to Naris 21 to Nubiali to eventually Miss Viewers of View. It's virtually untrackable because let's say all the piggy banks erase. Like we don't know it got sent to this person. We don't know that. And there's no tracking to it. It's just crazy. Miss View says, yep. And he has made money. I stay away from that shit. My cousin is into Bitcoins. Yeah, and you know what the thing is, Miss View and Miss Nubiology and Naris 21, everybody else is in here. Radioactive can collecting cans right now, passed out, drinking. Malt liquor, not no high level tequila or wine or tequila and champagne. But, vodka and champagne. The thing about the Bitcoin, Miss View, is that one Bitcoin equals like $64,000. Last time I checked, one Bitcoin was like $64,000 for one. You know, people like Elon Musk, people like the Orange Man, I'm sure people like all of the tech CEOs and the Amazon guy and all of them, they have millions and millions of those Bitcoins. But one coin, isn't that crazy that one coin, 2 coin, 3 coins could easily equal like $200,000? My husband, the Incredible Hulk, and don't you dare, nobody looks at him. Everybody look to the floor. No, I'm kidding. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, says it's over 100K now. Look at that. When I looked at it, I would say before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, it was, I remember it was like $68,000. I actually remember Incredible Hulk when it was like $20-something thousand. It was like $28,000, something like that. And then I remember when right before the pandemic, it shot up. It shot it up to like $60,000. And now Incredible Hulk says that one Bitcoin alone is actually Hulk, if you can answer this for me and the folks. So if you don't have one whole Bitcoin, do they have like decimal points underneath the whole? You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, so if one is 100,000 and I only have $42,000, I can't buy a Bitcoin, obviously, right? And so I just can't buy a Bitcoin because I don't have the money? Is that how it is? Yes, what? You have to clarify that for me. Just please answer in a complete sentence, Incredible Hulk. Answer in a complete sentence, Incredible Hulk. Miss View says he is an owner of 2 IT companies, so I can only imagine, right? You can buy a percentage of a coin. That is ridiculous. That is absolute. So you're buying a percentage. So let's say if it's $100,000 and I only have $25,000, I'm buying what? 5%? That's not 5%. That's because I'm thinking, okay, you have $1, 4 quarters. If I do 1 quarter, then I'm buying what? 25%? Miss View says, him and his other folks talk about Bitcoins all the time. Yeah, it's like the new market. You could buy 1/4 of a coin. Okay, got it. He got it 1 year. So, my yes, 25%. I don't think the world is gonna go to Bitcoin for real. I think it's gonna be, and that's another thing, Miss View and Miss Nubiology. I don't know if you're aware. It's not just one Bitcoin that's the currency. There's like last time I checked, I don't know now, there's probably more. But last time I checked, there were like over 200 different types of Bitcoin. So that means like different currencies. You know how there's different monies in the world. Europe has its own thing. US has had, the Dominican Republic has its own thing. The Caribbean, the islands, all of that, right? It's like that for Bitcoin. It's like a different type of coin. The Orange Man created his own coin. Drop a bomb on that. Right when he was getting in the White House and his first month in the White House, he was developing his Bitcoin. He has his own Bitcoin. Orange Man has his own Bitcoin. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, says its main use is to launder money. That's why the government is trying to control it. The purse is closed. Juanqui, hello everyone. I'm fresh back from the Mexican cantina. Okay. Let me ask you. Did the nacho dip girl, the one with the forehead, the one who everybody says is so affluent, I don't like that queen. I don't like her. Okay? And I know people like, I think he was part of a fraternity, or he went to a historically black colleges. Let me tell you something. Trash has come out of historically black colleges. Drop a bomb on that. And don't get it twisted. Don't twist my words over what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, just like there's been some great leaders coming out of historically black colleges, there's also been trash that's come out of Morehouse. Okay? There's been trash that's come out of Morehouse. And if you don't believe me, Sir William McRae, y'all know him, Sir William McRae, Morehouse graduate. Okay? Trash. What other preacher came out of Morehouse? The one who's the Jamal Bryant. Oh yes, Pastor Holy Whore, Jamal Bryant. That made with the long suffering Giselle Bryant from Real Housewives of Potomac. Oh yeah, Pastor Holy Whore. Okay, has a baby in every congregation, preaching to the young ladies, inserting his semen into them, having them gestate a baby and having them pop it out. Yes, he came out of Morehouse. Trash. Okay? Trash. So just because I'm just saying. Every time his view says Lordy. You want to know what it reminds me of? Let me get the sound together real quick. We're gonna run it one more time. Friday Live is when we get to let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The things that I've seen, y'all could let me know. Let's get into some mess. Absolutely. I got it ready.
Health profiles. We find out moments of suffocation. It's just
we're going to get to it because, throughout the week I see a lot. I hear a
oh,
lot.
Lordy Lord. Oh, Jesus. That's what he said. Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh, Jesus.
That's what he said.
He wasn't working. He was just playing dress up for us.
Some of the stuff is not memorable. Like when people attack me and shit like that in these streets, it's never memorable. I know a homosexual, whether male or female, when I see one.
Drop a bomb on that.
Oh, Lordy Lord. Every time Miss View says Lordy, I then have to add, oh, Lordy Lord. And it reminds me of when Jay Wilson, the pastor, okay, the pastor who was sucking dick at the HBCUs too, okay, the historically black college, he was there on his knees. He ran through that Morehouse. That Morehouse and his, the whorehouse for him. Drop a bomb on that. Oh, let me drop my bomb. Let me lower the bomb. You know, we're just having conversations. We're not trying to start a war. I come in peace today. As I'm being blackmailed. Miss Love Blake, I'm being blackmailed. I'm part of the system now, Miss Love Blake. I read the whole thing. Well, I'm almost done. But I read most of the things. I'm being blackmailed, Miss Love Blake. I want you to go back and hear, once I'm done with my performance tonight, I want you to go back with us tomorrow. I want you to hear the whole thing. Because, Miss Love Blake, I don't want you to get played, bamboozled, hoodwinked by some bogus email from Afghanistan. Now, they say most of these emails come from Nigeria, but I'm not doing that to our black people. Afghanistan, okay? So I want you to hear the context and the content of this email. So if you get one, Ms. Love Blake, and they're accusing you of the things they're accusing me of being a lead star on these videos. Miss View says, peen sucking passer. I'm just saying. Chaplain services. Chaplain Wilcox. He will cock. You understand that he will cock. Oh, he will cock that cock. Like, he will cock, Naris 21. I want you to understand that it's in the name. Will cock. Okay? Will cock. We call that the salt pepper. The pepper, the salt, the shaker, the brick. I'm just saying. That was an ASMR, unintentional ASMR. Ms. Viewers of you, do you remember when you used to do your lives from the workplace? You were doing a contract. I don't know if it was HR or if it was accounting. And I think this was a good one. This was a good contract. And you were Incredible Hulk. You were not part of the picture, Wonky. No, I'm just. You could see Wilcox, Chaplain Services. Oh, Lordy Lord. Don't forget the loop. Just shaking the salt. Shaking Hulk out. Hulk is 3 walls away, Miss View. Hulk, and there's a lot of boxes in between. He's going to knock them down and fall and the whole night. He ain't coming out. He is not coming out. He's under AC right now, watching me, probably playing his game, drinking the drinks. Nope. Security. I'm just saying. It's a nasty piece of man, Mr. Wilcock. He will cock. He will cock anything. Absolutely. He was getting ready to cock Wiley. He just didn't know it was Wiley, but he was ready to cock Wiley. Don't forget the lube. He was ready to get done. The grated cheese maker. Oh my God. That could be taken so many ways. Wait, it's a Latino or not Latino? It's a Latino or not Latino or from an African country. Like, drop a bomb on that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's finish this email. Let's finish the blackmail and the bamboozle and the hoodwink. Okay. From now on, you have only 50 hours and countdown has started once you open this email. How the fuck that works? How the fuck did the countdown work? First of all, you send me a Gmail. You send me an email in Gmail. How the hell? I have a Gmail too. How the hell did a countdown start the moment I opened up your email? Scammer. How? This is crazy. The following list contains things you should definitely abstain from doing or even attempting. Here we go. Abstain from trying to reply this email, parentheses, since the email is generated inside your inbox along with return address. Girl, if you don't get the fuck out of my way, what kind of third world country? He went to the public library, the missionary people had a laptop with some cell tower, connection. And he said, let me get up in here and let me get up in this gig real quick and send this email and see if we can fucking provide. Really, girl? What? Let me read it again, Miss View. Abstain from trying to reply this email, parentheses, since the email is generated inside your inbox alongside with return address in the parentheses. Wait, I know, Miss View. I'm just reading. Next one. Abstain from trying to call or report to police or any other security services. In addition, comma, it's a bad idea if you want to share it with your friends, hoping they will help. Under my control, they will help. If I happen to find out, parentheses, knowing my awesome skills, it can be done effortlessly because I have all your devices and accounts under my control. And uncertain and uneasing up on. Let me try it. Cut. Honky Pro, can we do that again? Absolutely. Yes, we can. Where do you want me? Okay. Here we go. If I happen to find out, parentheses, knowing my awesome skills, it can be done effortlessly because I have all your devices and accounts under my control. And on ceasing observation, end of parentheses. Kinky videos of yours will be shared to public the same way. Next one. Abstain from trying to look for me. That will not lead anywhere either. Cryptocurrency transactions are absolutely anonymous and cannot be traced. Abstain from reinstalling your operating system on devices or throwing them away. Now, girl, if I throw them away, how is that? Like, all I gotta do is unplug, drop a bomb on that. You know, the same shit that these bitches up in here in this beef sector shit, like a Rico Deontay Barber. I'm being bullied. I'm a personality online and I'm being bullied. Well, maybe if you don't log online, you won't be bullied. Drop a bomb on that. Just Read My Book has walked into the room. Just Read My Book. I have a message for you. I thought about you. I was reflecting on headshots and resumes, and I am aware that I still have to do my my resume video, which I will. I just have to be in the mood for it because it's a little bit dense. The resume one is a little bit dense, but I do have a little something to talk about when it comes down to headshots and just being ready for them. But let's continue. Let's see. Ms. View says, we are reading a blackmail email that Juanqui received. I just read my book. We're almost done. Okay. Abstain from reinstalling the server because, okay. Things you may be confused about. And this is the last two paragraphs, ladies and gents. We're almost done. That your fund transfer won't be delivered to me. So I might be confused. He said confused, not concerned. I might be confused that my $1,600 transfer for him to not put out my salacious videos where, according to him, I'm folded into a pretzel and possibly Hulk is eating the plate nonstop, and I'm just begging him to keep going. Oh yes, Miss View, I beg to keep going. I don't beg to stop. Drop a bomb on that. You know, I already told my husband. No means, yes, no means yes, and yes means take me now. You know what I'm saying? So things that you may be confused about, that your funds transfer won't be delivered to me, chill. I can track down any transaction right away. Bitch, I thought you said that the transactions to a Bitcoin wallet were virtually anonymous and virtually untrackable. You just said that 2 paragraphs ago. By the way, his paragraphs are only 2 sentences long. Last time I checked, a paragraph was 5 sentences minimum. I digress. He said, so upon funds transfer, I will receive a notification as well, since I still control your devices. My Trojan virus has ability of controlling all processes remotely. Next, that I am that I'm going to share your dirty videos after receiving money transferred that from you. This is how he wrote it, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we're at the end. We're at the end. Here you need to trust me. Really, motherfucker? Really? Really, bitch? Really, hoe? Really, bitch? Really, hoe? Here you need to trust me because there is absolutely no point to still bother you after receiving money. Moreover, he learned that moreover was a transitional word, and he's used it every other fucking paragraph. Moreover, comma. At least he knows that part. Moreover, it's like I've always learned, Miss View, that however always goes with a comma. When I first learned that in high school, it was like however, comma. However, comma, always. However, comma, and then you say, moreover, comma, if I really wanted, all those videos would be available to the public long time ago. I believe we can still handle this situation on fair terms. And by the way, clean your desk. Drop a fucking bomb on that. I had not read the whole thing, so the whole him having videos about me coming, that's what he said. I'm quoting. I literally was surprised. I didn't know I wouldn't have even used the word. But yeah, Ms. View says 5 sentences per paragraph is a norm. 5 paragraphs for an essay. It's crazy. Here's the crazy thing, though. I'm pretty sure that this was copied and sent to hundreds and thousands of people. And unfortunately, one of these things probably landed on somebody like Enrico Diante Barber who believed this is actual fucking true. Miss View says, damn, typing on a damn, okay, right, comma. And it's unfortunate because I can see older people who are not tech savvy. I can see them being taken advantage by scams such as this. I really wanted to reply back, but my Gmail knew that it was a hoax, and automatically blocked it. So that didn't really do anything to me. Clean your desk. He said clean your desk. Now, before I leave you, I really want to go ahead and, I don't know if you guys have experienced this. I'm experiencing it where I get an email. I get a text message, right? And it says, hello, my name is Emily, recruiter at DSL. Dick sucking lips? Drop a bomb on that. Ask Hulk. Ask Hulk. Hello, my name is Emily, recruiter at Dick Sucking Lips, DSL. We came across your profile through several online recruitment platforms and were impressed by your background and experience. Ms. Pugh says, let me check my email for my blackmail email. Check your text message too. Okay, so here we go. An experience. We're currently offering a flexible part-time opportunity that you can work on in your free time. The role involves assisting Temu merchants with product reviews. It's a straightforward task and we'll provide free training to get you started. The daily salary ranges from $201 to $3,000 daily, $3,000 daily, a salary. So if it's a salary, why is it ranging? And who the fuck has a $3,000 salary a day? A day. Girl, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, I come from a long line of doctors and attorneys. And at their high skill level and education level and careers, they've never made fucking a daily rate of $3,000. Drop a fucking bomb on that. Unheard of. Okay? Daily? Girl, get the fuck out of my face. And you can receive your commission immediately after the work is completed. All payments are made on the same day. If you would like to join us, please contact us via WhatsApp. Please note that applicants must be at least 21 years old to be eligible for this role. And you know what? Because we got time today, I am going to. Oh, this bitch is lucky. I am trying to. Oh, we are relentless around here. Let's write this number down. Nika got this job offer too, and she believed it. And she, the lady, welcome to the lady. This is the lady. Welcome to the. I showed Miss View. I showed Incredible Hulk recently. When I say recently, about a few months ago, what Lady Nika's true face looked like and mouth looked like when you went to Vegas with her. He couldn't believe it. I had to explain to him, that this lady, it's borderline special needs. And then the lies. She would come on here. Remember when she used to come out here and do her storytelling? I don't give a fuck. You could fly this over to her at the den. Let her try to read. She can't. You can't read me. You can't read me. First of all, it doesn't even work. You are a grandma. You grandma. So you can't do it. Miss View says she was supposed to be a Temu ambassador also. Instead, she begs for smoothies in Cash App requests. But shooting her, Nubiale, Mr. Nubiale says, I'm tipsy, so pardon me, but I hate her. Nubiale, this is the place to be tipsy. You're safe with us. You are safe with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just writing the phone number down because we got some time today. And guess what we're about to do? We're about to make some phone calls. Oh, yes, we is. Let me see. Oh, we got to put the contact. I got to save this fucking contact in order to. Let me put here Temu. And let me put the number. 515 436 02 66. Okay, done. We gotta save Temu. Let's call the Temu people. The business is not accepting calls. You see, they don't accept calls. Miss View says, that was a different trip to Vegas. I never met her. I am glad. Oh, wait. I thought you were in. I thought you didn't you share a room with her? All these years, Miss View, I thought you had shared a room with her. All these years, I thought you had shared a room with her. We were calling, but they're not accepting calls. They're not accepting calls. Let me just see. No, it says Temu is not accepting calls. They're not. Let me see if they accept the video. This business is not accepting. Try sending them a message. No, I'm not sending you fucking people a message. You insane? You out of your goddamn mind? I'm not. Absolutely not. Wait a minute. This is a real letter. This was a real letter. I'm in the system now. I'm in the system. That cheap art shit will not survive on a coloring page. Yes, this was supposed to be a real. Trisha made and Alexander Rogers met her, and it was a whole bunch of. I thought you went with her. No, okay, that was a different Vegas. Got you, Miss You. Okay, got it. Okay, one moment. Let me just see here. There is one more potential call we want to make. I just want to see here. No, never had share a room with her. Oh, okay. Drop a bomb on. Never share a room with her. Thank God. There is a God. All right, let me just see here. I do not have the phone number that I wanted to go. A mother went to Vegas. Yes, I know that. I thought, and you know what? And that makes sense because I was like, I don't remember you being in the videos, but for some reason I thought that you had gone with her, but you didn't. Okay, so the Temu people are not accepting phone calls. Excuse me, because they're slick. You're slick. Let me see if there's another email here that I can. I need to I feel like making phone calls today. Today we're making calls. Today we're making calls. Let's see. Oh, let's make a call from the a blast from the past. Yeah, y'all wanna be messy tonight? Y'all wanna be messy? Y'all wanna be messy? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if y'all wanna be messy. I don't share rooms with no one. Well, I thought you were sharing just a bathroom. I thought it was a bathroom was in the middle. Who was it? Was it Kiki? Was it Kiki that was in the connecting room? It was Kiki, the connecting bathroom, and then her, and then that. Was that it? Love Place says, you went to the one with Kwani. Oh, that's right. Okay, Kwani. Okay. Quanisha. Got you. Okay. Let's see.
Bitch, you cried over me. Bitch, I didn't cry over you. Ho, you cried. Bitch, I ain't fucked you. Bitch, you ain't sucked no pussy over here.
I guess. I always thought she gave me dyke. I'm just saying. This is so. Yeah, listen. I have a I have a treasure trove.
Fuck you today. Fuck you yesterday and fuck you tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? A treasure trove. That where is all Kwani these days? Where's Cornacia?
That's not my issue, bitch.
Oh, I'm getting ready to do a nasty piece of show once my stage is all complete and ready. Yeah, I'm just saying. Last one for tonight.
Yeah, she asked for this. Now, bitch, you got it.
You got it.
Fuck you and die slow.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, she asked for this. Now, bitch, you got it. Fuck you and die slow.
Friday Live is when we get to let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The things that I've seen. That's the things that I've seen Friday night. All right. Okay, this is when homosexuals confront other homosexuals. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to do this? Let's see. This is my 3-step process.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this?
This whole ID says College College.
What?
All ID says the name is College College.
I can't hear you. Are you sleeping?
A little fatigued, a little tired.
You're fatigued? You're tired?
Yep. Yeah, you sound familiar.
I sound familiar?
Yep.
Who do I sound like?
One of the guys from the block.
A guy from the block.
Long block as well.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, my bad. Keep my phone closer. I have Bluetooth on, so it's not really working.
I can't hear you. I don't understand what you're saying. You gotta step away from the microphone. Stop rocking the microphone so hard.
Is that better?
Stop rocking the microphone so hard.
Oh, my bad. That's in my ear.
I'm ready for an apology.
Is this who I think it is?
I don't know. Who is it?
Somebody has to think about every single day.
You've been thinking about me every single day. I'm a married man.
Not like that.
Oh, because you know you fucked up, didn't you?
Well, when you have an opportunity and it goes flushed down the toilet, then you kind of wonder, like, where could it have gone?
when you have an opportunity, so you fucked up our friendship because you felt like you had an opportunity. Was the grass greener on the other side?
No, our friendship. I was scared that something happened to you, right? Where you caught up for everybody before you went to the vacation. I didn't. Your phone when I called didn't work. All these rumors about something happening to you. The only people responding and saying stuff just made it seem like it was true. Like they got to you. All this stuff with YouTube. It got dangerous because personal information was going out there. And it got to the point where it was like, yeah, I was telling the people close to me, and then the people I was speaking to you about, you know, because we're making videos and we're making stuff. And I think on my phone, something that we did at that screenshot before popped up. Cause like it's kind of weird because even like today or even yesterday, that's what I saw, and then you called today, and it's like, you know, that kind of stuff just gets you thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the stuff on YouTube, I thought was going to be like for entertainment purposes.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be safe. It was going to be something where.
And then you fucked up and you found out that it's not. These people are crazy. You fucked up and you found out these people were crazy. They used you. They weaponized you against me. And then I guess that's when you realize that I have a cape of steel. And, you know, either you're with me or you're not. And I will keep it moving and still live my fabulous life.
But, you know, to the day that you stop calling, you know, every single day is like, yeah, I was down. I was going through a lot of things. Yeah, people have anxiety and depression and all this stuff. Things are going bad. You know, you was there. You was calling me from work. You was a friend. Close friend. You know, and me losing another friend that was just like you. What are you, a Sagittarius?
I'm not a Sagittarius. No, I'm not I'm not such a low common denominator like that. No, one of the best signs. I'm a Libra. But you chose other people. You chose virtual strangers.
No, I didn't choose them. So, in this, what was the thing on YouTube? I forget what it's called. I'm not even sure if they have it anymore. The whole B sector. You know, in order to continue the entertainment, you take it slow. You give people what they want. But then, you know, all the people that were there, I think the last one was the lady was the coloring lady.
Who?
The lady that covers coloring books.
Miss View is a View.
I forget. I don't know if she goes by name anymore.
She colors in books. She's the only one in this sector that colors in books. Yes, Miss View is a View. What about her?
I think she showed up on both sides. And I forget what happened. Somebody might have said something to her. And whatever she said resonated with me. And when we spoke, you know, I basically said what she said. And I'm like, yeah, when there's grown people, like, who's going to tell you what to do? You know, you have your own mentality, your own experiences and all that stuff. Who's going to tell you what to, you know, is somebody going to put you down and you're going to let them put you down? So in her life and whatever she was doing, I think something happened where it might have been somebody spoke on her coloring books or something. And, you know, she said what she had to say, and I was watching the live, and I guess the very next day, then we had that talk. You know, I was spitting out the truth because when it comes to, say, I thought it was for entertainment. Like, if you have a script, you know, this is episode 1, episode 2, you just don't give the last episode on the first day. You know, you keep it going. It just, you know, it ended up being like, what I said, people aren't honest. People say things to, like, get on your side. I would always tell the truth. I was always tell you the truth no matter what. And when it came down to, um, I forgot his name, Roach.
Oh, the side that you chose, and even though they were saying that I had HIV and did all these things and said all these things to me, you chose to go over there because you thought that was part of the script. A script that we never sat down and had a table read about. Right? Because when you're in a production, there's a script. We all come together at some point, at least once, to go over the lines and go over the production and go over to the everybody's on the same page. But that wasn't the case. You decided to align after everything that I have done and all the times that I was there for you and all the whole night, and all the life experience that I transferred to you. And I'm not being nasty about it. I'm being a matter of fact about it. After all of that, you chose to go align yourself with people who wanted to malign my character with things such as me having HIV/AIDS when I'm in a marriage, as polarizing as gay men as that could be. You chose to go over there. And when I said to you, St. Gilbert, wake up. I brought you here. These are not your friends. You pop off at me. Never once did you say we're performing. You're not a performer, number one. You were behind the scenes. You're a production person. Okay? I'm the performer. If there's a performer, I'm the performer. So you never said to me I'm performing. You never said to me this is a script. You never said this is entertainment. You aligned yourself with people who wanted my character defecated upon, pretty much.
I always the stuff I remember everything that I was saying in the chat. I was always trying to say that as a person that I knew with you, it was always saying that you was a good person, and to start attacking somebody. But then again, this is a beef sector. So my thing is, if this was something that was playing out with this other guy, it's gonna play out. Yeah, he got sick of it, but then I'm not sure he got sick of it because he came back the next week and the next week or the next day and the next day, and he kept on like doing it again and again. So my thing, on the day that I spoke to you, and we had that, he asked me to call you so we can talk. You can imagine, okay, what am I feeling on that day that I haven't spoken to you in like 3 months? You're missing. I'm telling people. Now, this is the people in my circle that have seen you and have spoken to you, seen our videos. They ask me, "Oh, where's this guy at?" I'm like, I don't know. I think he got hurt. Nothing happened. On the day that we spoke, you can imagine the pain and the hurt, and oh my God, now I'm talking to you, and then, it goes to the point where, you say something where, blood is thicker than water, and I'm getting hurt because I'm like, you disappeared, and now you're here, like this is impossible. Like after everything everybody was saying, my feelings came out. The stuff I was saying is, you have to be careful with the people. If this is entertainment purposes, is it real or not? I don't know whether it's real or not. Because if you say something and somebody wants to be on your side, wants to cuddle up next to you, and this is like the whole thing with Trump. People get around him, they fluff him up and whatever, but they're not his friends. At the end of the day, we start learning each and one of them, like what they're doing and what they're saying. Like if somebody says something that I said and I never said it, my thing is I have to defend myself from that person who said something that I said and that I never did or say. So that day that I spoke to you, there was a lot of feelings. Yeah, I missed you as a friend. I missed those phone calls. Something happened with, down my phone, and it said, that this phone is dead. This phone is gone. Yeah, it was just, imagine that last day. It was just, I was happy. I was glad. I was telling the truth. I wanted to speak to you, but then, you don't want to hear it. And it's just, days afterwards, yeah, it did hurt, kind of hurt. Because I'm like, there's no way to reach out to you. There's no way to.
Well, let's be
talk to
clear.
you.
You found yourself in that position because instead of keeping your loyalty, you went over to the other side of people that were saying I had HIV/AIDS and a whole bunch of other things. And I saw you early in the morning and in the midnights of hours in people's chat talking shit about me. That's the thing. You understand you're in a public forum, right? Just like you can go into a chat and chat, I can go into the chat and helicopter and watch you.
Well, the things I was saying, I remember every single thing because you can say that, but I'm aware of that.
Oh, okay.
The things I chatted.
And you stand behind it? You're aware and you stand behind it. You still stand behind it?
It was defending you as a person.
No, it wasn't defending me as a person. It wasn't. Let's do this. Let's not lie. I will have much more respect than you say, you know what? I felt like playing the villain, since you believe this is all a script and we're all performing. I felt like playing the villain. I didn't feel like it. I was pissed. I will have much more respect for you if you were to be honest with me, like I'm being honest with you. I didn't come out of nowhere and cut you out of my life the way that I did just because I woke up and felt like cutting you. I cut you because I saw you in the middle of the night with people who you don't even know, siding with them. I cut you off because I brought you over here as a way of just like, expanding and hearing things and just getting more in social media as you wanted. And you chose to throw dirt at me, my name, my situation, my life, as if I had done nothing, but I've only been helpful to you in your life. And you repay me by being nasty, aligning with people who really did not have the best interest for me or even saw it for me. So what am I supposed to do at that point? Come back and have a conversation with you? Yet another conversation?
When you came back, there was no way of talking to you to get a cue from you to understand what's the position, what is real or not. I could not get a hold of you like I did before, or you get a hold of me, and then you coming back was a big surprise. I was happy. I was trying to come back in the chats, say things in a way where I'm like, this is the person I was going to work with, and probably make a movie, make something that's going to be huge and big. But then things happen. And the biggest thing that happened was last month. And the regrets and all that stuff in my mind, they do come back. I had a stroke while doing physical therapy.
Wait, like an actual stroke? Like you went to the hospital?
Yeah, my face started sagging and stuff. I didn't go to the hospital because I called my doctor, and my doctor said, well, you have an appointment in about 2 days. I started going to the hospital. If you're feeling fine, just depending. If you feel bad, just go to the hospital. But if not, just go see your doctor.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. You thought you was having a stroke. I'm assuming you called 911?
No, I was in physical therapy.
You were in physical therapy with an actual... Wait. I wanna... Because I'm not calling you a liar, but I would just want to understand this. You were with a physical therapist who's a trained professional. You were in the midst of having a stroke, and they let you go home?
That's the crazy part. So I have transportation that takes me home. So I don't drive anymore. I can't drive anymore. I have, things that happened to me before where I can't drive straight anymore. So I have transportation. So I told them, I'll go home, and if anything happens, I'll go to the hospital. And I guess they were scared of being liable for something. So they let me go. I went home. As soon as I got home, I chilled for 30 minutes, and then I called my doctor, my new primary. And she said, well, I spoke to the nurse, and then the nurse said, just come back in your appointment date and just tell her what happened, and, they'll go from there. And was that a big mistake? Yeah, because I looked up online and it said, when you have a stroke, that something in your brain then happened. There might be like a what's that thing? The
Okay.
artery.
So you
Right?
believe you had a stroke based on the research you did on Google?
No, based on the stuff that I had. So my face got saggy, my hands and feet got numb. Um, at the end of it, I got super cold. When I went to the doctor, she did she poked my foot with some kind of nail thing, and I could feel it, but it was just weird. But she doesn't want to say that I had a stroke. I spoke to other people. I had a breakdown afterwards, and I can't get a result.
Okay.
When the doctor sees it.
Okay.
But
I'm
I
sorry.
had
I'm
that
sorry.
situation
I'm
happen.
very sorry to hear that that happened to you. Let's hope that it wasn't a stroke and that they are going to come back. Because, if you had a stroke, they'll be able to tell. They'll be able
Yeah,
to tell
and it
based on
might
the
happen
studies.
again. So
And, oh, it might happen again. Well, let's hope that it doesn't happen again. Um, uh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know your life has taken this serious turn. I apologize for calling you at 10:59 on a Friday night. You know.
I
It
mean, but you understand, like, I appreciate it because you can imagine on that day, I could have been gone. And not even, like 2 weeks later, my other friend that I don't speak of, Baltimore, he had a friend that looked like me, Trigueñito, right? I used to follow him on Snapchat, and all of a sudden, people were saying, "Oh, rest in peace, this guy." And I'm like, "No, he was just working out. He just posted a photo in, the day before of his progress." And I asked around. Some people don't know, but then his closest friend knows the mom or whatever. And basically, they say that he just died in his sleep.
well, at least it went peacefully.
And my thing is, I got a third chance. The first time, yeah, I drowned. I think I told you I drowned. My godfather, my brother, they put me under. And what I saw when I drowned, like the clouds or whatever.
You never told me that.
Um,
No, I never heard that before.
um, the thing when I was trying to get my house, um, I passed out. I fell in the basement.
Well, that's
Like
just
two or three steps.
stress. I'm getting a house is very stressful. I've gotten two. I'm in my second one right now, so I know it's a very stressful process.
So I did pass out for like 30 minutes when it happened, and then this thing happened. So it's a lot of health things going on, but
Mm-hmm.
then just like I was telling other people, if I have say like skeletons before I go, and you don't want to talk like this because it might seem like you're suicidal or the other part where you just talking about death a lot. But my thing is, he had no way of saying goodbye, and then what I had was serious. Yet, the other guy, his friend was telling me, he wasn't going to the doctors and all that stuff. I'm going through my appointments. I'm going through my MRIs, my CAT scans,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I see what happened to him. He had no way of saying goodbye, and for like anything that I've done negative, I want to correct it.
I understand
And I
that.
figured there's like a movie that there's somebody who does that.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, before I go, I want to make up for the type of stuff. And it is kind of strange that you call.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize your voice because I'm like, I just seeing the picture of like stuff we did in the past, and I'm like, and I think the picture was like me wearing leather, and this is like back in when I was living in South Philly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, some of the things you were doing, you had a 4K camera. I kind of like want to do that too, but
Mm-hmm.
in my situation, I had a small room, and I was sharing with like the other people, sharing the house with the other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to do the best I can with my health and living my life to anything that's happening and what's going to probably happen. I'm doing the best I can. I'm glad you called. If you want an apology, I'm sorry. at that time, it was me thinking of you. It's just a lot of stuff came out on the day when we spoke. And, I cherish our friendship. And when you went missing, I missed you as a friend. I missed, as like a business associate that went missing. And all of a sudden, you just came back.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the other side is just me trying to understand what was going on in that situation. And what I said, it was always like, yeah, I was saying the one thing that bothered you was, you're not the type of guy that you like to roach. But that was just me. Like, I didn't get it because to me, you're a good person. The whole second thing, attacking people, that's not what I'm about, and that wasn't what you was about. But if that was the thing you was doing, say the script, I was trying to like get back into that because when you came back, if that was your new comeback to the whole new B sector, I was just trying to understand what was going on.
Okay.
But I do apologize.
Okay, I accept your apology. It's a lot to process, but I wish you good health. Make sure that you stay on top of your appointments. I'm glad that we got to talk, and then I just have to process some stuff because you gave me a lot tonight. I literally thought it was gonna be like a prank call and hang up on you and keep on going, but it was a lot. It was a lot. So again, stay on top of your health. You're gonna be fine. Just to clarify, it was never a script over here. Okay, I joke around. I'm like, oh, I'm performing in the whole nine, but this is not, to me, this is not a script. This is not, we're doing a show like that. And sometimes I say a show, but it's because I'm standing in front of a camera, there's a microphone, I do music, I do jokes. But when it comes down to the battling with people and people saying that I have AIDS when I'm a fucking married man and and they want to beat me up and bite me and fight me and all of that stuff, and all I've been was just trying to be a friend and be a good influence on people and try to give people the secret of how I've been successful, because we all came from the same area. Well, some different areas than others, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I never came from a bad place or malice and the whole nine. And for you to just completely forget what we had before I even brought you over here, because I've been here for a long periodical of time, you know that. But for me to bring you on here just as a sidekick, and all of a sudden you go to the other side, and you and I told you throughout the process, you don't know these people. These people don't care for you. Like, what the fuck you doing? So that whole thing about I was just going over there to understand where you're coming from, you could have just came to me to understand where I was coming from. That's the absolute 100% source. And I was and I saw what you said, and listen, I saw what you said on the whole nine. I understand we're a little older now, things have changed, there's different circumstances and the whole nine. But I just want you to understand, I saw you. I read what you said. I even spoke to you in private. I spoke to you in live. I did it all ways possible. And I saw you, and you kept on going. And even after everything went straight to hell, you stayed over there doing the damn thing. So I get it. I accept your apology. People make mistakes. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? It will never be the same, because it just will never be the same. I'm older. I'm very content with my husband. You knew me before I had a husband. So it will never be the same, because now I have a husband. So it's different. I'm in my second house. I'm in my second business. It's a whole bunch of other things going on over here. So, I just want to say, take care of your health. Hopefully we'll get to connect again. I have a lot to process, but I do want you to understand that it was never a script over here. It was never a script over here. It was never entertainment. It was like none of that shit, And I told you what we were going through, that it was not entertainment or a script, and that you needed to stop. So with that said, let me let you go so you could get some rest. Hopefully, we'll touch bases later on. And I'm glad that I got to speak with you. I'm glad that you are fine, that it looked like it wasn't a stroke, or we don't know. And hopefully when it comes back, the results, it won't be a stroke. And maybe it was stress induced, or maybe you got dehydrated. It's been very hot, but let's not just go to the end. you know, to the darkest point of a stroke and the whole night. You're way too young to have a stroke. Okay? All right. You're welcome. We hopefully will talk later, all right? I will speak with you later, okay? Take care. Okay. One more. Just no. Fuck it. Not even one more. That completely. Talk about going south. I talk about being south, going south of the border. Let me just catch up with. Let me just catch up with some of the commentary. I know Miss View is pissed about, and Miss View has always said this, Hulk, how her name comes out randomly by the most random people she don't even know. What the fuck? You know? I'm lightheaded. Like, this is why I hate talking to folks on phone. I never answer the phone. You know, why does he keep saying my name? Miss View, let me try to, and I'm not trying to smooth this because y'all see my reaction. I think because you are a pillar of this environment, I'm sorry. I know Miss View just hated. She started twitching when I said a pillar. Let me just say, not a pillar of the beef sector, but I'm just gonna say that you do carry a certain different je ne sais quoi weight around because you are wiser, you are the voice of reason. People love you. Okay, they love you. They love your energy. Every energy. When you're ready to lump somebody up, and for the most part, you're just coloring, being peaceful. You bring good advice. So I know for me, I can appreciate that, and Hulk too. That's why we have a special place in our hearts for you. So I think that's what it is. You know, you do make an impact. You know, there's so much trash in this sector, and over the same repetitive, the cursing, the over-sexualized, but with you, it's different, and those things do stick out. So maybe I'm going to give that benefit of doubt. Maybe that's why, and that's what he said. He said that you said some stuff when you were coloring, and it touched him and made him think. So I will say that that's the part. Newbie says, Juan, love you to pieces. You're a real one. Listen, Miss Newbie, I did not call to, because I could have just called and cussed him out and hung the phone off. But on the same side, on the flip side, when he said he had a stroke, I got concerned. When he said he self-diagnosed from Google, I got pissed. When he said that the results won't be in for another fucking month, I said, this is the old shit that I'm used to dealing with. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Ain't no motherfucking way you walk into an emergency room and say, I think X, Y, and Z happened, and they're not running the fucking test that tells them within 6 hours. Let's give it 24 hours max, because they have all the machinery and all that to be able to tell you, to be able to get you in treatment. So I don't know what that was about. Miss View says, I was hoping for some cussing and shit. I know, but I just could. Well, damn, 2 bombs, 3 bombs. But it was in terms of Miss View, I might be right there with you regarding the curse. I can't type this chat damn phone. Hugs on the one. You see how I get thrown into the fuck shit. Yes, Miss View gets thrown in the Hulk. You see how Miss View gets thrown into fuck shit. She don't even know who this is, and she just. They know her, but she don't know that. Well, that is good. Ms. View says, if when I am coloring, folks can think about things, then I understand. Yeah, and that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. Listen, I'm not one to get my heartstring pulled that very easily. Okay, I know the fucking game. It was never this is a performance, this is entertaining people. It was never that. And I was awake in the middle of the night, in the midnights of hours, and saw him typing what he typed. And at that point, you needed to be excommunicated. Absolutely, yes. You found yourself blocked from everything. Absolutely. And I feel like, because this is not new, this moment right here, Not with him, but this is not new. Where I have an issue with somebody, and then there's time, this space and time. It's been about 2 years, I would say, maybe 2.5. And then when we come together, there's these sad violins going on about X, Y, and Z. Okay, you may be dealing with this right now, but I'm talking about that over there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to go back to over there. And because I saw that this was going to prolong and keep going to that level, we're not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. If we're going to bring these things, because heck, I could bring a whole bunch of shit that's been going on in my life. I could bring a whole bunch of shit that was going on in my life during that time. I know I keep it cute and it looks cute and I keep it legit and the whole nine, but there's a whole bunch of other worries and shit that goes on in this brain on a daily basis. Okay? That I have to worry about, that I have to manage, that I have to keep together. That doesn't mean that I'm going to become an asshole to everybody around me. That doesn't mean that people who, like he said, were business associates or acquaintances are now going to get stabbed in the back and I'm going to go sit with their enemies. That none of that means that. Okay? My grandmother could be in bed on her last breath. Doesn't mean I'm going to be an asshole to everybody else around me or that excuses that. Drop a fucking bomb on that. Miss View says, I am good. Bless his heart. He sounds like he needs a hug. He does. He does. But what I do like, I love the truth. I love honesty. I like people coming to me with the truth and the honesty. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you say you had this. And then in the conversation, it becomes, well, I think I had this based on self-diagnose. And then it becomes, well, the doctor said, I'll know in a month. Okay, now we're getting further away. And I'm not one to give sympathy because of X, Y, and Z. Like, it just doesn't work with me that way. Where we are right now when it comes down to this thing, because he's probably going to pop in here now and try to see the videos. And, the video's staying up. The conversation is staying up. It is what it is. I feel no ways about it. Okay? I feel no ways about it. Period. I don't. Call me cold-blooded, hard-blooded, whatever it is. Everything but a child of God, it is what it is. It is what it is. And to the viewers afterwards, the selected ones that are going to be outraged and are going to be behind the wall putting clips and, oh, how dare he suck a dick. Suck a dick. And depending on the person, suck a sick dick, okay? All right? I did what I did. It's staying up, and it is what the fuck it is. Period. Okay? And if you don't like it, well, you ain't like it. Because I already see the coalition. Oh, he's shooting her, but I did. Why were he? Because I did. How come? Because I can. Period. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to like it. The mortgages for both houses will get paid whether you like it or not. Understand? Whether you like it or not, the two mortgages, the two Lexuses, they're going to get paid. The insurances, we will still be going on the vacation. I will still be married. My husband will still love me. He will still know to sit the fuck down and look down. When the flight attendant comes over, I will handle the reservations. Okay? That's it. You ain't got to like it. Don't write it so hard. It ain't a dick. All right? With that said, we had a wonderful evening tonight. I have a lot to think about. As if the blackmail email wasn't enough to keep me up. I mean, they said, Miss View, they have videos of me in a pretzel and an Incredible Hulk eating the plate for hours. Okay? Miss View says facts. All right? It ain't nothing I hate the worst. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Because now it's coming, period. Now it's coming to, I literally have to get back in the shower. And the problem with that is, Miss View, now I have to get back in the shower and I can't have a shower without the water coming down my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just take a shower from the neck down. It has to be, and so all of my 4, 5 steps is gonna wash away, and I'm gonna have to fucking do them again. I'm irritated about that because they were and I have to redo everything again. Nothing will be stopped. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people try to manipulate my feelings by airing out a whole bunch of irrelevant stuff. I understand this is what you're dealing with now. It has nothing to do with what you did years ago, a couple of years ago, that led to the demise of what was a personal friendship, but in the larger context, a business friendship, a business relationship. It has nothing to do with it. Mr. Reality says, come on, Juanqui. I have a husband, 2 homes, a business, elderly parents, 11 kiddos with all the real life shit that goes on along with it. I do not think that the world owes me for my choices. Drop a fucking bomb on that. Exactly. And Ms. Nubiology, I was talking about the elderly parents too, because I have elderly parents too. They're not that elderly, but for me, since they're like semi-retired and stuff like that, and Hulk and I went to their house, and let me tell you, and we're gonna talk about this hopefully in a podcast that we're gonna do soon, but I'll leave you with this quick story. We are inside the pool and we're enjoying the pool, Hulk and myself. This is like the second day that we're there, and I see my dad come out. Miss Phil, Miss Nubiology, Hulk, wait until you hear this. Oh my God. I see my father, right? He comes out. My mom loves plants. And when we went there and we arrived, all of a sudden she had like 20 pots of plants all over every room had like 3 or 4, my bedroom, everything. The kitchen, the living room, the dining room, all of them had plants, like, and you could tell that they were freshly just like planted or whatever, right? And she's telling me, right? So we're in the pool, Hulk and I I see my father come out with one of the big pots and he puts it right by the pool, and my mom is coming out with a spray, and my father's like, we did the plants, right? And all of a sudden there's all these insects coming out, and my mom is like spraying, and he's like holding, and we're going over there, right? We're like, what do you mean? And he's like, I don't know. They've gotten these larvae. He goes, it's larvae in here. So he's like moving, and I'm seeing, Miss View, all these worms coming out of the soil. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like worms and like little insects and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And my mom is like, yeah, but they told me, I guess another friend of hers or a family member, that if I do a mixture of peroxide in these spray bottles, and they literally have like 5 bottles of this concoction, and they're spraying, and she's bringing more, and they're all coming out. This will kill them. And I'm like, wait, and I'm looking at it, and I see that the soil is rich. And I say, wait, Mom, what kind of soil did you get? Oh, it's in the garage. And I'm like, I'm getting out of the water. And I'm like, oh, can we go take a look? I think they got like enriched soil. I think these insects are in the soil. So we go to the garage, and she has like 6 more bags. She bought like 15 of them. And I'm reading, and in the thing it says that it's outside soil enriched with worms and fucking insects for the outside, so the plants can grow as fertilizer. And I'm like, Mom, you brought soil that has these worms. So there's all these plants all over the house. So now we're running. Miss Few says, yeah, my parents, aging elderly people, did not know that. So now we're running all over the house, grabbing all these pots, bringing them out to the yard, because if not, these worms and things are going to come out and be in the house. Long story short, then that afternoon, Hawk and I and my mom went to Home Depot, spoke to the people, make sure that we got one that was for indoor potting. They have those indoor potting versus outside. That is not enriched with worms and the whole 9. And then we had to Nubia Ali says, I still want to kick you for having a smaller waist than me, but I love you. You just, thank you. But grow the insects. It was, and then we had to come back home, and now we're outside, and we had to unroot everything, and with the water, take all the dirt and all the animals out of it and the whole night, and then repot everything. Repot everything. We spent a whole afternoon into the evening until the sun came down and then the fireworks started. This was 4th of July, actually. Doing this for my parents, okay? Miss Nubiology, if nothing says my parents are aging other than that, at that moment, I don't know what else would, okay? I don't know what else would. Incredible Hulk is like all full of dirt because now we're also unrooting the ones with the worms. So there's actual insects crawling on us, and we had to with the fire thing, spray it off, and then we're making sure that the roots are all clean, and then repotting everything in a new environment, and then washing the pot outside, and then moving it back in to dry, and then back in. We literally spent like 5 or 6 hours doing that because it was so many of them, and it was a process and the whole nine. But I was just like, oh my god, like really, like. This is what these people are dealing with. So, aging parents, bless her heart. Yeah, bless both of them hearts, right? Wash it with the host. Yeah, bless both of their hearts. But that was another confirmation that, oh my God, these people are getting old. These people are they could be taken advantage of. We had a repairman. The AC stopped working. They have central air. The AC stopped working. They call a repairman. He quoted them $28,000 for a new fucking unit. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? $28,000 to replace the unit. And I'll let you think about it. Give me a call on Monday so we can decide. Then they fucking walk out of the house and Incredible Hulk was there asking questions and sitting there, and then he's just very intimidating looking. So, but they still quoted 20. I was in the steps listening on to what they were saying because I felt like if I wasn't part of it, I could step outside and be more objective and really listen to what they were saying and really examine. They quoted them $28,000 for a new fucking unit. Y'all want to know what was wrong with the unit? And then they left, and then I see through the window that they're still outside. Like they're still outside. They're in the yard. And so my father is like, well, let's see. He opens up the unit because it's central AC. So he opens up the unit and he's looking at the fuse. And he's like, maybe it's a fuse. Let me go ahead. They go to Walmart, him and Incredible Hulk. They come back. They change the fuse. The fuse works, but then it stops working. So now we're looking around. He goes outside because, there's a unit that's outside with the big fan and there's like y'all want to know what the fucking guy did? He was white. He went outside, and there's this thing that's like another fuse outside. He popped out the fuse, flips it upside down, and put it back in. It was no way in hell that fan was going to turn back on because he popped it out, turned it upside down, and put it in. How do we know he did it? Because it had been raining, so there was mud. His footsteps were right in front of the fuse box where he did that. My father came outside after he changed the fuse. That part was working, but he came back outside and he noticed that he saw the footsteps. He took out the fuse, flipped it upside down, put it back in, and the whole shit started working again. Drop a fucking bomb on that. And here go my parents actually considering whether or not they could finance $28,000 throughout 2 years so they could pay for this new unit that they were going to install in a couple of days, when this motherfucker, with the whole issue was a bad fuse that cost $5 in Walmart, and then him coming outside and pulling that out just in case we fix the fuse, then it was never going to work. Okay? That right there, breaker, yes, that right there, taking advantage of people who clearly were senior citizens. And the thing that really, because when they left, and Incredible Hulk was like, we ain't paying $28,000, because he said to them, this is this is a vacation home. Like this was a second home for them, or retirement home, or weekend home for them. And my parents are like, no, this is our home. Like, we don't have anywhere. This is our home. Like, in other words, he was trying to size them up for the money. And my mom has beautiful skin, 100% white motherfucking. I get so fucking angry. And the thing is that he stood there in my parents' living room and talk about, I'm going to give it to you straight. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the best deal. I don't like to lie to people. And he straight up did that whole thing. That whole thing. You understand? So now I have to worry about my parents being scammed, you know, them being so friendly and open to people, and it's just a lot. It's a lot, and it was difficult, but I'm glad that through the grace of God and just our smarts, and like I said, me not being part of the conversation and being away and just listening, I was able to really hear what they were saying and really hear the points that doesn't sound right. That doesn't make sense. And then my father having the wits and the smart to go outside and look, and he's seeing these footsteps in the mud right by that, and then he's looking at it, and it's upside down because it has an arrow. He's like, that doesn't go like that, and he flipped it, and then everything turned on. Nothing wrong with the fucking AC. Nothing wrong with the fucking AC. And they were about to get lumped up for $28. I didn't say $2,800. $28,000. People who are on a fixed income and semi-retiring. So, nubiology, Miss Nubiology, when you say aging parents, it just, oh my God, I feel like I have to go visit them every we gotta, you know, I digress. I digress. Miss View says, that was an honest mistake with the soil, Juan Key. Miss Reality says, as I wipe tears away, that's why I'm talking about her being here without him. I fucking hate humans at this point. Yeah, but you know what, Miss Reality? It's up to us to stay engaged, stay aware. You know, my mom, you see how I did this whole thing, right? I get, not that, but I get like the Temu email all the time. I get the UPS, you have a package, confirm your address or click this link. I screenshot that and I send it to my mom. On a weekly basis, I'm sending scamming shit. And I'm like, scam, be aware of this, scam, don't, you know. And you got to just keep talking to them and keep them in the loop because technology is getting way too much faster. And, you know, so I keep drilling her, like, if you see this email, it's a scam. To the point where she's actually have gotten things and she'll screenshot it and send it to me and my siblings in the family chat. And it's like, I just got this. And we're like, that's a scam. Block right now. Don't open, block. And she's gotten better about doing that. But we have to, Miss Nubiology, keep engaged. We have to stay there. This last trip, I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, my parents are now becoming my children. Like we are at that point. It's like, okay, now is the time where we gotta be vigilant. And now with all the technology and all the text messaging and the scamming of the whole thing, like there's just things that I straight up don't give her full access to. Or like she'll check in with me before she executes, and it's because, I executed for her because she now understands that there's a lot of ways to get confused out there, and a lot of people who are just looking to take from vulnerable people, you know? Miss Nobiology says, yes, and bless you for showing up for them. Yes, like we have to, Miss Nobiology. But I got teary too. I get teary too, you know, because that also makes you think of everybody's mortality, you know, everybody, which we're all going. So it's like, anyway. Miss View says, I get the ones that I have that have won $5 million and I need to send to. Oh yeah. Yes. No. What about the prince, Miss View? What about the prince that needs to get his money out because the government is collapsing and he's going to give you a cut and all he needs is your bank account? Drop a bomb on that. Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, the fuck you think I look like giving you my ABA and routing number? My ABA and account number. Yeah, really? I'm going to need Afghanistan to do better because I refuse to say Nigeria. I'm going to need Afghanistan to do 100% better. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much, ladies. I enjoyed myself. This was a lot. This was a roller coaster, a cornucopia of stuff. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna try to come through tomorrow. Incredible Hulk and I have a lot of stuff to do, but yeah, be safe. Enjoy your weekend. Be productive. Thank you for your support as always. Love you, ladies, and I will see you in the next video. All right. Have a good night. Be safe and peace.